Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me get all of my screens set up because I am streaming from 3 different platforms today. I'll be on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. So let me test that they are all working. All right, I think I am in. If you're tuning in live, feel free to drop where you're tuning in from in the comments. If you're catching this on replay, go ahead and drop that hashtag replay. You guys know how this works. If you've been following me for any amount of time, you definitely know how this works. I go live almost every Friday with amazing guests to bring you different perspectives. All right. Let me test one more platform. I'm getting all of these systems set up. I know coming back from the 4th of July is kind of a slow day, right? Or maybe if you took a long break like the JYC team did, kind of a long, overwhelming day with how much catch up there is to get going on. Let's see. I'm waiting for LinkedIn. LinkedIn is always the last one to pop up. And boom, it looks like I am live. Cool. There we go. Awesome. All right. We are officially live, tuning in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I am really glad that you are here today. This is so different than my normal live streams because typically I'm here with a guest and we're talking about a topic that is going to support you in your job search or in your career, or just talking about a topic that's super timely for what's going on in the market. But today's a little bit different. This time of year, right after a long holiday, 4th of July, for those of you who are in the States, happy 4th. It can feel quiet, right? Many companies are shutting down, recruiters are offline, networking, conversations, they just come to a complete halt. And if you're job searching, how do I put it? The quiet, it can feel personal almost, right? You work really hard to build this momentum, especially if you've been in a job search since your bonus payout, right? A lot of people start looking for that next opportunity after the bonus pays out, or a lot of companies do layoffs during that time. And then this week hits, right? Last week hits, and suddenly it feels like everything just stops. And gosh, and with the heartbreaking news out of Texas over the weekend, I know many people are carrying so much more than just career questions. And if that's you, this space honors that too. I also want to be honest. I am here today recovering from heat exhaustion. I am sorry to all of my digital cloud participants who I missed the cover letter session today. My cramps were excruciating. I was getting Charlie horses in the weirdest places. Just my head was throbbing. And so it was kind of timely, right? I wanted to take the time off and enjoy some family time, but this heat knocked me on my ass. And it was kind of almost like a reminder of how many just things happen when somebody's on a job search, right? Life doesn't happen just in a vacuum. It's not just some perfect bubble of, okay, I'm unemployed or I'm feeling restless in my current role. I want to start looking. We're human. We have families. We have health issues. We have real life happening behind the scenes. And yet the pressure to show up to be perfectly polished, to perform in the job market, it's really never been higher. So if your energy's low and if your confidence has been shaken, or if you're wondering what to focus on when you can't give 100%, I'm with you. I'm human. And the spaces and the programs that I create are exactly for that. Real people. And so today's Q&A is a chance for us to slow down, realign, and bring clarity to the questions I hear almost every day. If you have a question, feel free to pop it in the chat. I'm going to be looking on all channels. My team put together a list of questions that people already sent me from the emails that went out today. So I would say, I don't know, I probably talk about 4 people a day who are exploring, considering working with a resume writer, or just kind of want to know what is happening with JYC recruiting. And pretty much everybody has said, what do I do when I've done all the right things, but I'm still being overlooked? So let's cover that today for sure. And some other things I think that would be helpful to walk through. Of course, why we're here. What is the Obvious Choice membership and why did I create it? I can definitely cover that. What makes this program different than any course or coaching package I or anyone else offer? Who this space is for and who it's not for, because that's really important. What's included, how does it work, and what happens after you join. I've got bonuses, special bonuses for the first 15 people to enroll. Some of those have already been snagged, but I'm really excited about those. And how to know if this is your right next step. Even if you're not job searching right now, you do not have to decide anything today. You don't even have to show up perfectly. Just being here, just listening. It's a form of self-leadership. So let's start there. And if you're ready, I'll walk you through what shifts when you're finally done job searching alone. Because if you've been doing that and you haven't been getting the results, you know you're missing something. And for many of the experience-rich professionals that I work with, it hasn't just felt like this week, the 4th of July week, has been quiet. It's felt like the whole entire year has been off because you're showing up, you're putting in the work, and you're trying to stay optimistic, but the market isn't moving like it used to. I mean, you guys, there's the federal disruption, there's company indecision, and the expectations put on you as a candidate are higher than ever. Today's hiring teams don't just want a beautiful resume. They want perfect positioning, personalized outreach, flawless interviews backed by deep company research, and a brand that's polished, relevant, and impossible to ignore. Even for people who have led teams, had incredible results as a top performer, and built truly incredible careers on paper, this is the type of job market that has been making people question everything. So you do, and you have been doing what seems smart, right? You're going to rewrite that resume. You probably even taken a chance on AI and plugged your story into ChatGPT or Perplexity or something like that, hoping that it'll help you sound sharper. And at first glance, it does, but then something happens. You blend in. And what's worse is no one told you that the same advice it's giving you, the same bullet points, the same positioning, it's being handed to everyone. And suddenly you're not just invisible, like where recruiters aren't calling you. You're interchangeable. And that's probably the most frustrating part, that no one's really telling you that when you look like everyone else, you become a commodity. And then it's so much more difficult to land that job you're going to love. Have you ever felt that way? The silence after you hit send, or second guessing yourself after a great interview goes nowhere. You know, that like quiet fear that maybe you've missed your moment. And I always try to remind my clients, it's you didn't miss. You didn't. You've got the experience. It's just a strategy A different strategy is what's needed. A support system that sharpens what you already bring to the table. And that's kind of why I created the obvious choice. I've got my do-it-yourself online coaching portal. Teal awarded it the best self-paced coaching program on the market for job seekers. It's a vault full of templates, but that's not what this membership is. That's included in this membership. This membership is a support-based membership built to give you clarity, feedback, and real traction in a market that's anything but simple. Inside of this membership, you're not just going to learn what to do. You're going to show up as the leader you already are, but maybe this market and a recent layoff or some type of struggle internally at your organization has made you question that. I know it has happened for quite a few of my clients. And when you finally own your value out loud, on purpose, and in front of the right people, you're going to be in a position where you no longer have to stop chasing roles. You're going to start attracting ones that are actually meant for you. And that's exactly what we help you do inside this membership. So if you're like most of the high achieving professionals I work with, this job search has not looked like any of your job searches in the past. You've probably always landed roles through referrals, relationships, reputation, because people knew your value. But this time, recruiters aren't calling. Referrals, they're just not opening doors, and recruiters are telling you that there's 15 other referrals, for this same role, and not to get your hopes up. And for the first time, you're probably finding yourself competing on paper where that resume is actually needed. So you do what makes sense, like what we were taught, right? You polish your resume, you apply online, you follow the advice of these high volume recruiters, and still nothing's moving. Meanwhile, people with half your experience are landing roles left and right, and it feels confusing. I mean, let's be honest, it feels really frustrating. And honestly, it starts to chip away at our confidence, right? Like, do you feel that? That's why I built that, because of how many people I work with that feel that. Because what worked before isn't enough for how hiring works now. And because you shouldn't have to figure out how to reposition your entire career on your own so you can stand out now. That's a tall order for someone that's not your area of expertise, right? Are you a writer? Are you a branding expert? Do you have depth across multiple industries to uniquely position yourself advantageously? Probably not, but that's exactly what we do inside the obvious choice. So let me walk you through it. So first and foremost, you get access to weekly live coaching and strategy calls. My team about died when I said I wanted to do it weekly, and my schedule is already a little nuts, but that's where the real momentum happens. When you're feeling stuck or uncertain, I want you to be able to come quickly to get the clarity you need, the focus you need, and to be empowered with that strategic next move. Within those live coaching calls, you're going to have the opportunity to grab a hot seat to get feedback on your actual materials. That means your resume, your LinkedIn profile, your outreach messages, your activity data, every aspect of your job search. We are going to look at them live together so you get honest, strategic feedback in real time. So you're not guessing, so you can immediately improve. And I know we're all unique and we all have our own goals, but I've been doing this for quite some time. And a lot of advice that applies to one person applies to the next person. And doing them in these group sessions like this, it's empowering, because maybe something that you're not ready to ask yet, someone else will. Or maybe someone else is at a point that you haven't gotten to yet, and now you know how to come prepared. Or maybe somebody is past where you're at and gets really solid advice that you threw to the wayside because you just wanted to move on to something different. We also, because that's human nature, right? You build on a foundation, and then sometimes it takes a little while to build momentum. I'm also going to include monthly visibility and momentum challenges. So each month, we're going to be doing something different to help you get seen by the right people at the right time. These are going to be small strategic actions that create real traction without any of the burnout or any of the cringe that you might be thinking, Tegan, I'm not doing that. I promise these are real challenges that my private clients do that get them massive momentum. And I want you to get that for yourself too. Also included in this membership is a private LinkedIn community. This is where support continues in between calls. You can ask your questions, you can get quick answers, you can stay connected, be in motion, and you're going to be surrounded by other experienced professionals who get it. Some are going to be currently employed, some are not going to be employed and be a current job seeker, but we are all going to rise together. You also get access to the Perfect Fit Accelerator portal. This is my complete job search portal, that award-winning portal, normally reserved for private clients, now available to you inside this membership. I'm talking scripts, tips, swipe files, on-demand coaching for every phase of the job search. And if you sign up this time around and become a founding member, you'll also receive private onboarding strategy call with me. It's a one-on-one coaching session. This is our opportunity to map out your job search direction, your goals, and your next 30 days so you know exactly how to use this space and make it for you. After 16 years, if I'm doing my math correctly, right, 2009, that's when I started. Yeah, that's when I started on the WIOA grant in 2009. That's, I don't know, somebody drop it in the chat if I've got my math wrong. It's been about 16 years of helping professionals land jobs that they love. In 8 years, going on 9 this fall, of me running JYC and expanding it into a portfolio company. There's a couple of things that I can say with certainty. You do not need to hustle more to land a job that you love. You don't need more free advice, more free and conflicting advice from 10 different well-meaning people. You need structure. You need real-time feedback, and you need a space where you're seen, supported, and taken seriously. Yeah. If you're ready to stop waiting for your next role to find you and you want to start showing up as the obvious choice, this is your move. So let's talk about who this is really for, because if you know me, you know that I don't just work with everyone. And that's on purpose, because when you want to cultivate a community, you want to make sure that it's aligned around people similar enough so the advice and the support is going to benefit everyone. Otherwise, it wouldn't be fair. Other people in different phases of career and life are going to need different support. So this membership, the Obvious Choice membership, it's specifically for experienced professionals. If you're mid to senior, even an executive level, this is right for you. You already know what you bring to the table, even if you've forgotten about it and needed a little nudge. If your confidence is a little low, that's okay. You still have experience, and I'm going to help you position it for what you want to do next. I'm going to help you figure out how to show it in today's job market. And it's okay that you haven't figured out how to do that yet. The people who figure it out, they land right away. But this job market's a little different, and that's okay. This membership is going to be for you if you're the kind of person who's always had it figured out. If you've built a career on your skills, your relationships, and your reputation, but for the first time in your life, none of that seems to be working the way it used to. You're not here because you're starting from scratch. You are here because what used to work isn't working anymore. So what this comes down to is the Obvious Choice membership is going to be for the people who are ready to be more intentional with your job search, not just reactive, who are willing to learn new ways of positioning yourself even if it stretches you a bit. If you're tired of trying to piece it together alone, piece the job search together, and are really ready for job search support, bring it on. And if you are serious about landing your next role, but not at the cost of your energy, confidence, and integrity, this is your space. You are my people. But most importantly, I would have to say, you're not looking for some type of magic pill. You're looking for a system and a structure, a community that actually knows how to move people like you forward. So this isn't going to be for someone who wants their hand held but isn't ready to take action, because I can give you all of the tools. What's that saying? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it. I can tell you exactly what works to get people hired quickly in a role that they love. But if you're not willing to implement the suggestions, then don't waste your time. This isn't going to work for someone who expects a resume to do the heavy lifting in a broken job search, right? The job search isn't broken. It's working exactly as designed. So while a resume is going to be a strong foundational tool that you're going to need, you don't just have one and then that's going to be it. That's what this membership is for. All of the strategies above and beyond the basics to get you to where you want to be. And this isn't looking for someone to be saved, because you don't need to be rescued. This is about being resourced and learning how to own your value out loud, on purpose, and in front of the right people. If you're here for that, then this is exactly the right place. Now, I want to take a moment to talk about the questions that come up most often. The yeah, but thoughts that might already be circling around in your head. Because if you're feeling resistance or hesitation right now, it doesn't mean this isn't right for you. It just means that your brain is doing what it's supposed to do, trying to protect you from wasting your time, your energy, your money on something that doesn't work. So let's walk through a few of the most common fears I hear. And I'll tell you exactly where I stand. So the first one being, I don't have time for this right now, which is totally fair. You're busy. You might be burnt out, maybe juggling interviews and applications or a full-time role already. This membership was built with your schedule in mind. You don't need hours every week. You just need a place where you can show up, ask real questions, and get real answers without overthinking it. And if you can't make the live calls, it's okay, because they're going to be posted on replay anyways inside of the private community. You can submit your questions in advance, and you can get the support on your schedule. I mean, if you're really someone who's that busy, who needs the extra support, you can always upgrade to have me and my team write your resume, write your LinkedIn profile, and then you can get the ongoing support through this membership to take something else off your plate. But if what you're doing right now isn't working and hasn't been working, it's not going to start magically working. What's another one? Let me look at my notes. Okay. Pretty much everyone asks me this one. What if I don't get results? I feel like this is the real question right here, especially if you invested in things before and they didn't deliver. I can't tell you how many people work with other resume writers and then come to me with a trash resume that does not position them for their unique goals. And they just feel totally burned, and they feel like they don't know who to trust. They don't want to waste any more money. But here's what I can tell you. This membership doesn't just hand you templates and one size fits all advice. I mean, yeah, you're going to have a portal that's got templates, scripts, and swipe files that you can customize. But it ultimately is going to meet you where you are, and then gives you weekly feedback and strategy and momentum to keep moving forward. So it's not just, okay, here's a piece of paper for you, bye. And I think most importantly about this membership is that you're not going to be doing it alone. Every time you bring your question, we build clarity. Every time you get feedback, you level up. And every week you stay in motion, you stack real results, because everything that I'm going to recommend compounds. So you can, I always call it a flywheel. For anybody who's seen some of my trainings in the past, you know, I have this idea of the flywheel where it takes a little bit of time to start building momentum. But once that flywheel is going, it's easier because all of your effort compounds and things start moving more quickly. If you ask anybody I've ever worked with, they will tell you the exact same thing. Once you get the foundations locked in and you follow the process, momentum starts going like crazy. All right, so in the chat, someone just asked, what if I'm not actively job searching yet? Awesome. I think it's perfect because that means you get to build your brand, your strategy, and your visibility before you need it. So when the right opportunity comes along, you are the obvious choice. You don't have to wait to be in crisis mode to get clear. And frankly, that's when people make decisions from panic and not power. For those of you who are listening in and in that place, unemployed, long-term unemployed, or expecting a layoff soon, you may be feeling a little bit panicked. And if you're currently employed, they can tell you, you don't want to feel like that. So it's always better to get ready and stay ready. It's always better to stay ready than to get ready, right? I think that's how the metaphor goes. Another statement I hear all of the time is I should be able to figure this out on my own. And listen, I get it. You're smart. You're capable. You've always been the person people count on. But this isn't about whether you can figure it out or not. It's about whether you want to keep wasting your time doing it solo. Support doesn't mean weakness. It means you're done spinning. It means you want to move faster, smarter, and with a team that gets it. I mean, really, that's what it comes down to. Like if you want to invest in getting support, you want to get results more quickly. You want to have opportunities that are more aligned with what you're really wanting. And if you don't even know what you want right now, we got to start there. And that can be really challenging to do on your own. Otherwise, you would have figured it out by now. All right. So Angela is telling me someone emailed me earlier for more details. And I promise you, if you have sent me a DM or an email, I will return your message. But this one in particular asked, what if I join and it's not what I thought? I get it. The easiest thing that I can say to this is with the Obvious Choice membership, you're never locked in. It's a monthly membership. You can cancel at any time. There are no contracts. There are no pressure. There's no hoops. I trust you to make the right decision for you. And if that decision ever changes, you're free to walk away. But what I don't want is for you to stay stuck just because you were afraid to try. Are there any other questions or hesitations coming up for you that I didn't touch on? Just go ahead and drop them in the chat. I'm happy to answer anything. I know I should be drinking Gatorade. I have had so much Gatorade and so much Pedialyte over the past couple of days that I'm actually craving water now as I try to recover from this heat. Okay. All right. So what exactly is a founding member? Great question. A founding member is someone who joins a membership during the first ever enrollment period. That's all it is. Because this is the first time I've ever offered this kind of ongoing support. I'm doing something really special for the first 15 people who join. I mean, I'm doing something special for anybody who joins this first time around. You're going to be locked in at that 111 rate. But I'm also doing something really special for the first 15 people who join. You're going to get exclusive access to high touch bonuses, guaranteed hotspots, LinkedIn audits, full resume and LinkedIn review. But beyond the bonuses, you are going to help me shape how this space grows. If you know me, you know I'm always committed to over delivering. Everybody always tells me my free stuff should be paid stuff because they get so much value from it. I want to create a space where we can all come together and really have that momentum. Okay, how is this membership different from your other packages? Great question. So if you've never had a call with me before and don't exactly know what I offer, I have 2 core signature offers. I have the professional branding makeover, which is essentially resume and LinkedIn writing done for you, right? We meet for 90 minutes. I craft your resume. We go through any revisions to ensure that you love what you're putting out there. I'll teach you how to tailor it towards roles that you're going to be uniquely applying to if you've never done that before. And then I also overhaul your LinkedIn profile, providing you with content to start, a complete branding package. So a custom banner photo, featured section graphics, all of the fancy stuff, right? Where it looks like you really were on an executive team and the executive communications or marketing team put together an executive level package for you. That's the professional branding makeover. Now, my Perfect Fit Accelerator program, that combines all of the done for you writing, but also you get access to the private coaching and small group support. So this is exclusively for executives. And that is those 2 programs. Those are amazing if you want one-on-one intensive support. It's an experience. I highly recommend anyone joining the membership to also consider the professional branding makeover. In fact, I'd be happy to give you 2 months of the membership as a bonus because that's how much I believe in getting support with your positioning. If the market isn't currently responding to how you have positioned yourself, or shoot, even how another resume writer has positioned you, you probably want to get some support. And that may be through going through the membership and figuring out on your own. But if you're busy and you want to take something off your hands, me and my team can get it done. It's about a 14-day turnaround. The resume is 5 to 7 days, and then it's 48 hours after the resume is approved. And so most people want a couple of days to review their resume, review their LinkedIn. So that's why it's about 14 days on average, because a lot of the people that I work with are busy, and it does take them a little bit of time to thoughtfully make sure that every word, every color, the whole entire package is how they want to position themselves. So how is the obvious choice membership different? Well, it's ongoing, it's live, and it's built for people who want to show up consistently, right? Because we're going to stay in momentum in this membership. And you're going to get strategic support throughout your search. It is a group program. So in my other programs, you get that one-on-one time. Well, in this, it's going to be a group. The makeover gives you the materials, the perfect fit gives you the map, and the membership gives you the engine that keeps you moving, if that makes sense. And you can absolutely do them in sequence based on what you need most. Someone is saying that they saw my email and what's the 31-day bonus thing? I'm actually really excited about this. So everyone who joins the membership today on its first day kickoff, mind you, this is only open for 4 days. I'm only giving people 4 days to join so we can kind of get the momentum building. And then down the road, I'll let more people in because I want it to be small enough, intimate enough that everybody can really get the support that they need as I figure out how exactly I want to do things. So one of the things that I've never released to anyone outside of my executive coaching program. It's called More Than Qualified. It's, how do I explain it? It's to rewire, right? It's like to rewire the internal narrative that's been keeping you stuck. Yeah. I mean, we all have something that's keeping us stuck. And we need to be in a place where we can start showing up, speaking up, and stepping into roles and the compensation that reflect your true value. So if you got the email and you were like, why is she asking me, how do I feel about money? It's because how we feel about money often is tied to how we value ourselves, or the stories that we tell ourselves. Think of it as a 31-day rewire to your own value so that you can earn what you're worth. It's awesome. I am going to have it recorded so you can listen to it podcast style. There is journal prompts every day. It's definitely something, if you've been struggling, that is going to be a complete game changer. And anytime we're on a job search, right, it's hard, especially if this is the first time you've been laid off, or if you're feeling called to do something more in your career, but the market isn't responding. It can be challenging, and we start telling ourselves these stories and we become our own worst enemy. So this More Than Qualified bonus that you get today if you sign up before midnight is going to be an awesome resource for you. Now, if you're starting to feel the pull and you already know that this is for you, that you want to work with me, and that this membership is going to give you the support that you're really looking for, I want to make sure that you know about the exclusive bonuses that I set aside for the first 15 people who joined. This is my way of honoring the people who feel the nudge, trust it, and say yes. So here's how it works. The very first person who joins gets a full resume and LinkedIn review from me. Those are typically $500. I stopped doing them because I don't really have capacity at this point to do them. It's not just a simple tip here and a tip there. This is a robust audit. The people who sign up from the second person to the sixth person, they're going to get a LinkedIn audit with messaging feedback. So I typically charge $350 for this. I love doing them. I scroll through and for an hour just give you feedback on Loom of everything that I'm seeing and thinking. I'm going to walk you through certain aspects of the applicant tracking system, how LinkedIn's algorithm works, SEO optimization, the recruiter's perspective, the hiring leader's perspective, your peer perspective, if you're at that level, how the board is going to react to your LinkedIn. It's going to be really helpful and give you a huge leg up so you can start immediately implementing the advice. Those of you who are sign up 7 through 15 are guaranteed a hot spot during our live coaching calls, so you always get seen and supported right away. And every single founding member, no matter where you are when you join, are going to lock in the lowest lifetime rate. It's $111 for those of you who don't know number psychology or don't nerd out on that kind of stuff. 111 is a clarifying number. It's And so if you're thinking, wow, Tegan, that's really freaking cheap, it is because that is what number came to me when I decided I felt really called to do this. So that's that. So now this membership will open again in the future, but when it does, that price is going up. This is a lot of work to do this and to support so many people in this way. And so those bonuses won't be coming back either. This is a one-time thing. So if you're feeling the nudge, this is your window. So if this spoke to you, and if you're done feeling invisible, if you're ready to stop guessing and start building traction with real support, this is your invitation. The obvious choice is officially open, and the doors close in 4 days on Thursday at midnight. The first 15 people who join will get those exclusive bonuses I mentioned, but when they're gone, they're gone. This is not to pressure you, I swear. This is about honoring your time, and if that timing is now, you can join us today. You can get access to the portal starting on July 15th. That is also when our first coaching call kicks off. Prior to that, you will get your one-on-one with me. If you're one of the first 15 to sign up, you will also get your bonuses scheduled and knocked out. We are going to have lots of momentum within this next week, so that's really exciting. You can register for it now. You can mark your calendars now. If you can't make it live, don't worry. The replay will always be waiting for you inside. Okay, another question just popped up. Hey, Tegan, considering you're already helping me with my resume and cover letter, is that something different that can help me further? Would it cost me anything more? So any of my existing resume clients can absolutely add on this membership for monthly support. Malik, I can reach out to you personally. I know I owe you an email. I will respond just after this. Okay, so what's next? You can tap the link in the comments or in your email if you're one of my subscribers. You can choose your plan. We've got monthly, and that locks you in at $111. You can sign up for 6 months and get 2 months off. You can upgrade to the professional branding makeover and get 2 months of the membership for free. I've got some options there, and they're all on the checkout page. It makes it really easy for you just to pick what you want. And if you're one of the first 15, my team and I will email you that you received one of the bonuses separately. So if you have any more questions, feel free to DM me. I will be checking throughout the week. And for those of you who have kids home for the summer, someone's at the front door. So I can't wait to see you inside. You are done doing this job search alone. You now have a community, you have a system, you have a process that can help you get the results you're looking for. So without any further ado, let me play this thank you video, and I'll see you inside the membership.